Some people can go decades without getting their emotional needs met, and some people can only go a few hours. Not getting your emotional needs met creates what I call a hungry moon. The first thing a hungry moon is going to do is settle, just like when your stomach is actually hungry. If you are not in a place where you can go get a meal, you'll settle for vending machine food. In that same vein, if you can't get emotional intimacy, a lot of times you'll settle for physical intimacy because at least when everything's over, you get that little bit of pillow talk that actually is that emotional intimacy you're craving. Or let's say you want safety, but you can't actually get safety given to you in your environment. Instead, you take it in the form of control. So now you can't turn your brain off because you feel the need to control everything, when in actuality, all you wanted was enough safety to feel like you can take your hands off the wheel for a second and everything won't go to shit. So after you have had your fill of settling, step two of having a hungry moon is that eventually you will act up. Now, how you act up depends on if you have an active moon or a passive moon. If you have an active moon, you're going to crash out. You're going to have a very external and expressive breakdown. You're going to very openly let the people that have been consistently not meeting your emotional needs and not showing up for you know exactly where on the map they fucked up. If you have a passive moon, you're going to withdraw into yourself and start to accept a reality where your emotional needs don't matter because they are constantly and consistently going unmet. And believing that they don't matter is actually easier than facing the reality that the people around you aren't concerned with your emotional needs. And so you just start to pretend to be a person who doesn't have any emotional needs. And that typically doesn't work out well either. But both of these realities can be avoided if you just learn what your moon needs and advocate for that. That's why I'm hosting a Hungry Moon workshop happening this Sunday, November 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to talk all about what each moon sign's emotional needs are, how it expresses those emotional needs, both in the shadow side and the shiny side. We're also going to talk a little bit about forgiveness because that's stored in our moon too. If you're interested, you know where the link is. You just go here, do this, do that, and I'll see you there.